Okay, so we've now added our terminal connectors. They're there on the rungs of our ladder. What I've done here is I've done this deliberately. I've saved the drawing as another drawing. So we're now JIC wiring schematic 2. Okay, now there's a reason I've done that and you'll see why. When I go to the project and I right click and add the active drawing now, it'll ask me, do I want to apply the project default values to the drawing settings? Yes. And I'll update that. Now what it's done there as well is it's automatically updated those in the database. So it now knows that it's got 8 terminal connectors because this might be a drawing of a different circuit. So just be aware of that. So what I'll do there now is I'll right click, just sort out the properties, change that to sheet 2 so that we've got a proper numbering and naming structure there. And you'll notice again 360 is updating and syncing in the background. So let's have a look now at our terminals. I'm just going to zoom in on those first two. So there you go. We've got SSEX1, SSEX2, and they're both type 001. Now, what I need to think about here is how I edit my components. I need to provide a jumper to go between that terminal connector and that terminal connector. How do I do that? Well, what I do is I go to Edit Components here, click on the flyout, and just lock that open. If I click on that little pin, it locks that flyout from that panel open. Now remember, when you're adding this information to the drawing, you must think about the manufacturer's catalogue details. Otherwise, information doesn't go into the drawing database, as we've talked about in previous exercises in previous videos. There is a jumper setting here, Edit Jumper. So that inserts or edits a jumper on a terminal. Now, we don't have any jumpers yet, so if I click there, it'll ask me to select a terminal, or I can go and browse. Well, my terminal's right there. That's easy. I can select that one there and select the jumper terminals there. So I want that one there. So I'm going to add a jumper to those and then press enter to confirm. As soon as I do that, you'll see that there are jumpers now added. There's the location and so on, SSEX001. And as you can see, there's 2 jumpers there, but there's question marks right now. That's because we haven't linked them to anything else. There's no parent-sibling, parent-child relationship, hence the question marks. But what I can do now is I can go to lookup. And as soon as I do that, it goes and looks for the manufacturer's parts. It takes a few seconds. It's looking through the database now to find information for me. And it's searching through. And as you can see, there's obviously a lot to find there. It took a little bit of time. And you'll see there's a lot of those in the list. Can you see that there? There's a lot. I'm just going to go for a basic one. So let's go for that particular one there. Made by AB. It's a jumper 10 pole jumper insulated. So I'm going to go for that one. And it gives you a rating jumper. I could go for any of these. I'm not too worried about an actual physical jumper or manufacturer right now, because this is training. Obviously, if you were working to a particular project and a particular specification, you'd find the appropriate one as specified in the project documents. I'm going to OK that one. And that adds that information there. So we've now got a manufacturer and a catalogue. We've got assembly, item. We could add it to the next one and so on. Let me show you something really, really cool about editing terminal jumpers though. If I click on show, it actually goes into the drawing and I can actually pan around in this little bit here and look for my jumpers. How cool is that? So if I click on pan there, look, I can switch it off and on and I can pan. There's my 2 jumpers there. I can zoom in and out as well. So if I hit the minus button one step, there we are. So I can look around for my jumpers and search my drawing without actually having to come out of the edit terminal jumpers command. Isn't that cool? Makes your life so much easier. It's just one of those little productivity tools within AutoCAD Electrical that just makes things work. It's very clever. I'm going to hide it now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to OK those jumper values. So what I've done there now is I've applied jumper values to those so that I can obviously jump those across. So what I might do now is add a wire. Now what I might do here is put O snap on so that I can snap to these. There we go, going from there. And I want to go to there like that. And there's my wire. It all snaps nice and neatly. Press enter, job done. So I've connected my 2 terminals by way of the jumpers that are applied. But the important thing is that they've got manufacturer's details so that they go into the database and get picked up in the bill of materials.